I had a feeling of great triumph and victory.
Let the truth be told. Want the truth, you came to the right show. Talk to me, tell me what's going on. Alan and KJ, we talk about back in the day to up to date. And you know it's nothing but love and no hate. LP Reese, it was the okay. Okay, let's go. Welcome to the Lineage Show. Okay, let's go. The Lineage.
Form the front line of that march. To my left, march Jose Williams holding his daughter. I march next to him. Mrs. King march next to me. Dr. King march next to her. On the way to the Capitol. To hear Dr. King make that speech that day. I sat on that platform, looked out over that sea of humanity, and I had a feeling of great triumph and victory. After having gone through all of the indignities, all the sacrifices, not all seemed
Welcome to the Lineage. When my brother come back in, welcome to the Lineage podcast, y'all. We appreciate y'all joining us once again.
I'm late
on this Thursday. It's great to be here. It's a great day. This is one of the things that we like to do. Out of all the things that we have going on, this is one of our favorites. Speaking of all the things we have going on, let me go here before we get started. Announcements like this are tough, especially when they're close to home. Our auntie,
matriarch.
I
said the matriarch.
Yeah. I'll show a picture of her. Our auntie, we call Aunt Leslie.
That's right.
She just turned 77 yesterday.
Yeah.
This is another picture of her. Aunt Leslie. She passed away and hours ago. And you know, here at the Lineage Pod, that's her and our mother here. Here at the Lineage Podcast, especially when it hits home, we like condolences to our family.
That's right.
If you knew Aunt Leslie,
ooh boy,
we can say many things about Aunt Leslie.
Firecracker. Leslie didn't play.
Leslie did not play. If you knew Aunt Leslie, then you are 100% agreeing with me. You would never have to guess how she felt. Because she will surely tell you.
That's right.
How she feels.
That's right.
Leslie was 77 years old, one of a kind, straight shooter. To be around her, you will have a good time. And I will say that she gonna. It was Christmas's time and birthday's time. She gonna give our kids a toy car. She gonna give them something. It can be a ball. It don't matter. It's gonna be something. She's always had a good time. Had a good heart. And she went to New York and did a lot of things and turned her life around. So
yes, was a nurse.
Yeah, was a nurse and so Aunt Leslie. Our family is big, and she was the oldest.
That's right.
She was the oldest sibling of our mom's sibling, and our mother is the youngest. And fun fact, our grandmother was pregnant with our mother the same time she was pregnant.
That's right.
With our oldest cousin. So that should show you how big our family is. So our grandmother was pregnant the same time her daughter was. So 14 kids, and unless it would truly be missed, like I said, one of a kind. And if you knew Aunt Leslie, then you already know what time it was. I tell you a funny family story. My Aunt Leslie, she had choice words, and I will tell you this: I should have recorded her telling this story about my dad
In the Braves.
going to the Braves game. Listen, this is top 5. I can't tell it. I'm not gonna try.
Yeah.
Top 5. One of the funniest stories I've ever heard in my life. But just to paraphrase, my dad had went out. My dad is a big Braves fan. Everybody know my dad. He's been a Braves fan. I'm talking about since Jeff Blauser, Raphael Billiard.
That's
I'm
right.
talking about
Before then, bro. We talking about
David Johnson. I'm talking about Hank. I'm talking about
Hank Aaron. Yeah, he go back.
I started being a Braves fan, through him, when Jeff Blowers, Mark Lemke, Raphael Billiard, Otis Nixon, Marquise Grissom, Ryan Klesko, Fred McGriff, John Smoltz. I can keep going, y'all. Steve Avery, Tom Glavine, Greg Mattis, Terry Pendleton. We can go on and on. But listen.
Ryan Klesko.
Yeah. But my dad, this one particular day, my dad cut the grass. He washed the cars. He probably built the mailbox. He did everything under the sun so he can do it before he went to see the Braves game. And Daddy went to the Braves game, and the Braves did not get one hit. But you gotta hear, man. I don't do it justice. She sets it up, and the punchline is great, man. So, unless it would truly be missed, straight shooter. We have in every family a lot of unique people that comes together and make our family, man.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Lou's really one of those ones.
She was the season.
Family.
That's right. She was the season, man.
Yeah, she would truly be missed. 77 years old.
And when she started talking, you be quiet and listen.
That's right.
That's just what it was.
Yeah.
Be quiet and listen.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody for the condolences. She said I had to Eddie Wilson. I'm sorry for I had the pleasure of meeting her one time. She was a firecracker. Mm-hmm. You already know. And Jeff, we appreciate that. So yes, rest in peace to Aunt Leslie. My mom is in Selma. Now they just texted us. My daddy just made it to Selma. So yeah, rest in peace, Aunt Leslie, and condolences to our family and anybody else that loses. This is a time, man, and we see life is short.
That's right.
Hey, don't take it for granted, man. I'm telling you.
I tell people all the day, the older we get, the less you look up the tree and you start looking down the tree.
Come on, man.
That's just the truth, man. So while your loved ones are here, especially one that has that wisdom, man, let's sit at their feet and take it in and body it, because one day you will be that person, matron or patriarch of the family, to continue to give that wisdom, but you will be looking down the tree.
That's right. 100%. 100%. So yeah, 100%. Rest in peace, Aunt Leslie. We're gonna miss you. To move on, if you don't have Selma Self-Sacrifice, we have a great show today. First of all, it's a little controversial. It's hitting home. We're gonna really get into it. But if you don't have the book Selma Self-Sacrifice, this is gonna actually part of the show today. You want to go get this book. Shout out to Lanisha. She bought the book last week, sent me a screenshot, say she can't wait to read it. It's a great book. Lanisha Kelly, shout out to her. It's a great book, the autobiography of Reverend Dr. Federal D. Reese, written by himself and Miss Kathy Walters. Listen, y'all do not want to not have this book in your collection. It tells the life story of him from a child all the way to the adult, through the civil rights movement, all the way to the end of his to integrate at his life. So great story. So you don't want to miss this. If you haven't booked the tour, the FD Reese Historical Tour, please do that. It's on TripAdvisor and Viator. Go book a tour, FD Reese Historical Tour. We've added things to the tour. We've added a little singing. We've added, of course, we got the stops that we go through. We start at the home. You can take pictures of the plaques, and we show artifacts. This is a full tour. You don't want to miss it. Things that you've never heard about Selma, you will hear in this tour, hosted by yours truly, the Lineage Podcast, MJ Reese and Alan Reese Sr. So please book that tour. Please get it in. Also, if you haven't went to History on Apparel, go get, this is a shirt from History on Apparel. It's $14. FD Reese shirt has his logo on it and his signature. Great apparel. Go there. My Uncle Michael, he told me today he loved the shoes. He's going to get him a pair. We got shoes on there and everything. So please govern yourselves accordingly to the announcements, the lineage announcements. We're still doing other things that we got coming up. Like my brother said last week, we're gonna start the FD Reese Ministries. Y'all think the artifacts are remarkable. My granddad, we have actual audio sermons of him that we're trying to get digitized and put. And when I say he is speaking, this man was before his time.
Now I can't wait to release the one he was talking about, the Garden of Eden, how Adam was black and Jesus was black, and yeah, FD Reese was on that.
Dude was different.
A lot of people don't know, and he went against the European church.
That's right.
Said they have changed things and try to make it factual.
Yeah.
And man, we talked about it, and I said, "Ooh, I was so proud of my granddad." When I heard.
Yeah, granddad was woke before woke was woke. It just is what it is. All facets of it. So yeah, we're doing things. We still got Mr. Voting Rights coming. We're gonna keep y'all updated on everything, but y'all know how we do it before we get into the show. First Nurse Kimberly Reese is not here today. She's doing First Nurse Kimberly Reese things.
That's right.
She is on the front line. She is in the field, but y'all know she always leave us with the health segment via video. So we're gonna play that, and yeah, we'll be right back. We'll play that.
Hello, everyone. This is your First Nurse Kimberly coming to give you your weekly dose of health information. And happy Thankful Thursday. As a healthcare professional that works in a hospital with conventional Western medicine, I also believe in natural holistic care that focuses on both treatment and prevention. Within my personal health journey, I incorporate Hawaiian pink salt. The topic of the day is all salt are not created equal, and I'm going to discuss the benefit of pink salt. I add Hawaiian pink salt in my water, a teaspoon daily. It adds the benefits of hydration of the body on a cellular level. Pink salt and table salt are not the same. Unlike table salt, pink salt has up to 84 trace minerals and elements that are essential to the body, such as potassium, magnesium, iron, and calcium. Table salt has been known to raise and elevate the blood pressure, while pink salt may lower your blood pressure. According to Healthline.com, pink Himalaya salt is less processed than table salt and may contain trace nutrients and minerals. I have a video by Dr. Mandel who discusses the benefit in further detail.
Welcome everyone, Dr. Mandel here. Drinking Himalayan salt water can do wonders for your body. There are so many health benefits, but drinking it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach is the key. There are 84 trace minerals in Himalayan salt, and since liquids are absorbed quicker than solids, these salts will increase the rate of absorption of these minerals, as this will give you a boosting amount of energy so you can enjoy your day. Himalayan salt can help bring your body back to a normal pH. It does so by helping to remove toxins from the body. Himalayan salt can improve your respiratory problems. This salt is an antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, which loosens excessive mucus and speeds up mucus clearance. This salt can help remove pathogens in the airways, such as pollen, or even decrease oversensitivity to allergies. Drinking Himalayan salt first thing in the morning will help stimulate peristalsis, or movement within the digestive system. This will help balance the stomach acid and support the production of digestive enzymes of the pancreas. And for those who are irregular or constipated, this can solve a lot of that problem. If you're having soreness and aching within your body, particularly those muscles, Himalayan salt can do wonders for you. These minerals can help combat cramped muscles. The Himalayan salt is a powerful detoxifier. When dissolved with water, this salt becomes an ionic solution that helps draw the toxins out of the skin and adipose tissues. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body needs to become more hydrated. Staying hydrated is important for maintaining the function of every system in your body, including your heart, brain, and muscles. These fluids carry nutrients to your cells, as well as flush out bacteria and other pathogens. The Himalayan salt provides the body with electrolytes, which regulates hydration. Some of the major electrolytes the salt provides include sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. Millions of people worldwide are suffering with high blood pressure. Himalayan salts will help clear out the excessive sodium. Therefore, you won't retain as much water, and your heart will not have to work as hard. Decreasing the water retention will decrease the possibility of having high blood pressure.
Yeah, it stopped. But you know what's crazy? She said just play 2 minutes 45 seconds of it. It stopped at 2 minutes 41 seconds. So first nurse Kimberly Reese got power even through the stream, y'all. Here we go. But yeah, please take heed to that pink salt. Now I did my research on that once first nurse sent me this. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I didn't know about this. But I'm definitely gonna dive into it, deep dive into it, and really take a look at that and take heed. Look, we're gonna go on a quick commercial. We'll be right back. We have an interesting hit home topic. We really want y'all to join in about these laws that they're trying to do to erase our history.
That's
so y'all
right.
already know what time it is. So we'll be right back.
Nice.
If you courageous, we got one for you. Reese, what you talking about? We paying respect to the ones before us. Okay, let's get it. It was 8 people who stood against injustice. They called them crazy. If you don't know who I'm talking about, let me introduce you to the courageous 8. Yeah.
I got the mind and the muscle, with the grind and the hustle. I never back down, it's a habit. Adversity, I accept the challenge.
Welcome back.
You gonna play that whole song, man?
Man, I need to, you know what? I need to go ahead and do a video and
that right there, boy. Because a lot of people haven't heard it.
Yeah, especially not the full version.
Yeah.
I know Mama been asking me the minute when you gonna play the whole, so I need to go and do it. But that's Courageous 8. Y'all know, Google them. We on our journey. On our journey, we gonna spend some time giving respect on their name also. And the Dallas County Voters League, man. I'm thinking about getting the Dallas County Voters League T-shirt, and making one, putting DC VL on it, man.
That's right.
And understand, so people can understand. You know, with SCLC SNCC, y'all need to mention them. You know, right around there with them. So
with them, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right, bro. That's those are facts.
Those are facts. Yeah, when you mention SCLC, Martin Luther King and them, SNCC, John Lewis, you need to mention the Dallas County Voters League and see those 8 people you just saw. They were all a part of it, and over 2,000 people.
That's right.
Remember that. Remember that.
Ready to pull up.
2,000 people ready to pull up. So we got to put respect on the Dallas County Voters League. We're going to start doing that, put some more respect on them so the algorithm can change. So we appreciate if y'all do the same, man. If y'all understand anything about algorithm, post things about FD Reese, post things about Selma, post things about the Dallas County Voters League, the Courageous 8. The algorithm takes over, and then when people start to search it, more information will start coming up. So we will appreciate that. Y'all help us with this journey. But today's topic, we named it Blackballed and Whitewashed. The reason why I named it that is because you know what? Let's. I know my brother know more about this, but I'll post this and read a little bit of it. Then we'll get into the conversation. So this is Alabama House approves bill banning divisive concepts in K through 12 history education. The Alabama House of Representatives on Thursday approved a bill that would ban the teaching of divisive concepts divisive concepts K through 12 history after debate in which Democrats accused Republicans of trying to erase history. The bill HB 312 passed 65-32 on a mostly party line vote. 4 Republicans joined the chamber's Democrat voting against the bill. The Alabama House of Representatives on Thursday approved the bill that would debate. That's the same thing. And the bill, one of many being pushed by Republicans around the country to restrict the teaching of race and history, would forbid teachers from teaching students to adopt or believe a list of divisive concepts, including that this state or the United States is inherently racist or sexist, that an individual solely by virtue of his or her race, sex, or religion bears responsibility for actions committed in the past by other members of the same race, sex, or religion, that any individual should be asked to accept, acknowledge, affirm, assent to a sense of guilt, complicity, or need to work harder solely or the basis of his or her race or sex. In a nutshell, they are trying to erase history. I would say selective history. That they are on the other side. I guess you can kind of talk about that, kind of your opinions about the grand scheme of things, your opinion about that.
Well, my opinion is what it is, it hit home. I had a teacher call me last night. I'm not going to share her name, but she called me last night, and this lady has been a true trailblazer to help get F.D. Reese's name out there. And she has gotten the book Self Sacrifice, did a curriculum, but she has what she's done, she teaches the book. And because of her story and because of F.D. Reese and the book and everything, the governor of Alabama gave her an award. The what you call the secretary, not the secretary, but the superintendent, the state superintendent, gave her a award for a story in 2019. But because of this law, those same people who has given props now is giving her pushback to the book, to the students, because of some of the language in the book and what it says, what white people, racist white people were doing in the 1960s. So now, no, sir, you're gonna get some pushback from us, because this is just not right, MJ. We're seeing, and I say it's twofold. I people say the powers that be, but the people in charge. Remember, when you read in history, what the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds said, they was talking about how do you predict the future? You set things in place to make things happen. But also remember, those same individuals would give their money to wars in both sides of the war. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like those people still give their money to both sides of this. And this is why I am an advocate for not taking down the racist statues, everything we talk about, even the Empress Pettus Bridge and those different things, changing these things, taking them down, tearing them down, because the liberal side says that this is uncomfortable. Okay, but it's twofold. Now think about it. I want people to really listen to what I'm about to say. On one side, you have the Republican Party. They are working on illustration. They are working on content, taking the content out the books and how we teach it, far as reading it. And the liberals are working to take away the visuals. MJ,
correct.
You get what I'm saying? You walk with me. Both is wrong. Both is what it's gonna do is gonna whitewash American history. One side is working on how it's being taught, what people can read, take it out the books to make it. Remember, the governor of Florida said that slavery benefited Black people because it gave them a trade.
Right.
100 years from now, when you open those textbooks, those kids during that time are really gonna believe that. And then when we go outside I like to go to the belt line. I like to walk in Atlanta. I like to look around. When we go outside and we turn around and we agree with this message of taking down these statues, then what you have people 100 years from now that's gonna see those things and being able to know who those people were. Black people got to start thinking. We got to start. We just got to stop jumping on things. Stop looking at these statues and these different things saying, I don't like to see it. No, I like to see it because what it does, it reminds me who America was, and what we're not trying to go back to.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got Governor Ivy.
Yeah.
See, this is why I disagree with history. American history should a political party should not determine American history. American history has slavery attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
Can't change it. American history has Jim Crow attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
American history has white supremacy attached to it. American history has mass incarceration attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
So now you want to teach a bunch of kids today to say that America just wasn't that bad. Look, let them kids know what their ancestors did, so they know not what to do, MJ.
Correct.
So now a man who is the chief orchestrator of the voting rights movement, who invited Dr. King to come to Selma, who invited John Lewisman to come to Selma, who helped orchestrate this whole voting rights movement in Selma, Alabama, who you benefit off of, because you talk about it, the Voting Rights Act, you talk about the voting rights movement, how far we've come. You have decided that this man book cannot be taught in the schools, and he was an educator for the state of Alabama for over 50 years, MJ.
Correct.
He shows you that educators are important, but what you do as a governor, you are stepping on the educators, because now you are silencing the history of an educator in your state. But then you would get up when it's time for voting and say, we're going to give teachers a raise. We're going to do this with teachers. Well, F.D. Reese was a teacher.
Right.
He's a part of the history in Alabama, which helped America.
Yeah. Well, I want people to understand. Let me get Jeff comment here. They don't want to be held accountable for what they did to our people. 100%, Jeff. 100%. And that's what I was saying when me and bro was talking about this earlier. I want people to understand. Let me bring it back to a head for you. I want people to understand what's going on. This is why we say it's hitting home. This teacher, I don't even want to. She's in Alabama. I don't even want to say what city. She's in Alabama. She has taught this curriculum. Now, I want y'all to understand. She took the book, the Selma Self-Sacrifice book that you see behind my brother. She made a curriculum out of this book. She taught this book she taught this curriculum for 3 years. Here we are now, this year, the same people that gave her awards for teaching this, bringing this to the front in the state of Alabama, the same people are now trying to stop her from teaching this same curriculum that she taught for the previous 3 years.
That you say you liked.
That you said you liked, that you endorsed, that you supported her in teaching this. Understand, students were getting some of these books copied. Now, I want y'all to understand what's in this book and why they are pushing back. The N-word is in this book. The reason the N-word is in this book, because our grandfather was telling the story from his point of view.
That's right.
He was telling what he was being called.
That's right.
So because he was being called something and put it in his book, now they are trying to push back this teacher. So now she has to get consent forms signed. Certain books like this can't be in the library. They're going after the library for stuff like this.
That's right.
So I want y'all to understand. This is what's going on.
Anything that's getting state funding.
Anything that's getting state funded, y'all.
That's right.
She was getting funding to continue this.
That's right.
And now the same people
that
applauded her are now trying to stop her. So sometimes you're living in history and you don't understand it. And so a lot of the times we don't do nothing about it. But I think now is the time we see what's in our face and what's going on. But at the same time, what I talked to brother about today and what he said too, but then they'll let us listen to all these rap songs with the N-word about killing each other and do all of that.
They would. We can do that. They won't censor that, MJ. And a lot of them are invested. A lot of Republicans are invested in the record labels, and they're very invested. They invested in these venues that these rappers come rap at. They are invested, MJ.
So think about what they're doing. Think about what they're doing. They are cleaning their image while still letting us perpetuate the savage image.
As we savages.
So 100 years from now, who is going to look like the predator and who's going to look like the victim?
But remember, they still see same tactics. Remember, before the Emancipation Proclamation, and when you're talking about the free of slaves, they sent white people to the show. This is where you saw the black face.
Correct.
And black people were the black face they were showing them that they were gonna rape kids, rape their wives, come in your home, steal, kill, because the imagery of the black person had to be a person that was a savage. You know what I'm saying? So they're using the same tactics now. Correct. They're allowing us, but guess what they're doing? They're allowing us to destroy our own image.
Correct. You got to say
in it, and then they turn around and clean up theirs.
You got to say grape too. You got to say grape. You got to say grape.
Grape.
Yeah. Instead of we on YouTube, they'll ding us
for not saying what.
No, you can't say RAPE.
Oh, you can't say.
You can't say that.
Oh well, great. Wow, yeah. I did not know
that. Yeah.
You just taught me something, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a shame. You can't say that, but they can grape about it.
Yeah.
And show the videos all there on YouTube.
Yeah.
We as black people, MJ, got to stand together. And see, this is what I'm saying. This is what these folks in Montgomery taught us. Correct. Black people got to be on code. I know they got to fight, but we got to be on code for our own history. Thanks. It is no way that they're turning around and destroying, trying to wipe out our history, man, when we're just telling what is facts.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? It's at the end of the day, you have to have a hard conversation with your child as a white person. Let me speak to the white people today. And this is what I would like for you to do. Instead of trying to cover up or erase history, have a conversation, an intimate conversation with your child, and be honest about what America used to do. Say, yes, it was a point of time that your great-grandparents and my grandparents and my great-grandparents, they were not the best of people toward black people.
Correct.
But in this day, that's why I like to go with the word of God.
Right.
In this day, we have an opportunity to fix things and make it right.
Correct.
Okay? But what they'd rather do is to not have those conversations and use their authority with the law to cover up. But it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back, bro. So I would ask the white community, your churches, your community functions, start having a hard conversation. Be honest. How can you go in church and say that the Lord touched you and it doesn't affect every area of your life? This is not of God. I know the liberal side, sometimes you don't see the word in them, but the conservative side are always talking about this Bible.
Right.
I got my Bible. Got the Bible, and you go against the Bible, this and that, but you can't have a true and an honest conversation. The word's supposed to be true. If you are saying that you are like Christ that's in the word, then you're gonna be more like him. Well, you got to walk in truth. Well, you got to have the right conversations. Don't be a Pharisee. Be a believer.
Facts.
You cannot be a believer in accepting them, bringing covering up and trying to cover up history. You cannot do that, because as soon as someone does the Bible like that, you're ready to get your guns. If somebody does America like that, somebody say, we're going to take away George Washington being the first president of the United States, you ready to get your guns, MJ.
Yeah.
100%. And then that same white person has the nerve to come back and say, they shouldn't have Black history. We all should be together. So how does that happen when you're doing this?
Mm-hmm.
How,
man?
How can you be a believer? Stop saying you believe in the word of God when it's time to stand on what is right, MJ.
Mm-hmm.
What like Granddad used to say, best for who? Do what is right. Mm-hmm. Because what is best is a selfish act. Mm-hmm. This is very selfish. Yeah. This is very selfish. Do what is right. What is right is to tell the truth and let the chips fall where they may, and then build from there, MJ.
That's right.
So I submit. I can't wait to speak to Miss I because she's always in cell. I'm gonna make sure I see her. I go up to the next time she's in cell.
Yeah.
And say we need to have a conversation.
Correct.
Because this just not right.
That's right.
And then it's Alabama. When y'all gonna stand up, man? When you gonna stand up?
Mm-hmm.
At least I can say this: Joe T. Smitherman, during that time in Selma, when in the 70s and 80s and stuff, at least them boys they work together, man.
Yeah.
You know, these people today, I can't stand the politicians today, the liberals and the conservatives.
Yeah.
I can't stand some of these Democrats and I can't stand some of these Republicans, man. And I can't stand these folks who vote for them time and time again when you know they're not right. But you go in church every Sunday and say God is a healer and God is a redeemer and God he will fix things and he is a counselor. Well, you won't let him be a counselor.
Right. when he gave you the semi power to do things in the voice and you don't even do the right thing, but then like you said, you go in church and get in front of people and it's a whole different story. And instead you say those who do not know history are doomed to repeat it. While they don't want to acknowledge their own past, they also don't want others to learn who the real savages are.
That's right.
Make no mistake, they don't want the connection to be made between things happening in today's society and what took place in the past. Yes, that's right. It's happening in different ways. Eddie Wilson say, I totally agree with what the sister said. 100%. I agree, Anastasia. 100%.
And what these folks got to understand, these conservative governors, Florida, he the worst. What y'all got to understand is that the next generation of Black folks ain't gonna be marching. Okay? They not.
They not, bro.
And I'm not gonna sit there and tell them to.
Yeah.
They not gonna be MJ. They not marching.
They're not marching.
The days that you had an opportunity when you had the FD Reeses and the Martin Luther Kings
to get it right,
and all them to get it right.
Yeah.
These cats these days ain't not doing that.
They're not doing that, bro.
And they really setting the atmosphere for America to be in a place where it would be frowned upon.
Mm-hmm.
They really are. And both sides are working for it.
Right. I was about to say that.
Don't be fooled and just think it's the conservative because see, the liberals, they continue to put up what they want to put up. They put up the LGBTQ community first, and they let everything else kind of just be in confusion.
Mm-hmm.
It's in confusion, MJ.
Yeah.
We gave the LGBTQ community all these rights, and we still don't have a black hate crime bill. We still won't talk about reparations.
Mm-hmm.
We still won't do it, MJ. We don't have police reform. Why as Black people, you say that Black people are 13% of the population, but we're 65% of the jailhouse. Democrats say that for the Black people, but every major city in America is ran by a Democratic mayor, a Democratic city council, or they're ran by a Democrat commissioner, county commissioner. You go to Detroit, Atlanta, I don't care where you go. I don't care if you go New Orleans, Miami, I can name the cities. That's a Democratic city. But what are they doing? And when I say this, people look at me who have voted Democrat all these years, and they look at me like I'm crazy, like I shouldn't say these things. No, it is our job in today's time to speak the truth.
That's
a lot of these Democrats not doing nothing for us either. I get tired of saying, well, they gave HBCUs some money. They supposed to give HBCUs some money.
Facts.
If Alabama could get some money, Georgia can get some money, Georgia Tech can get some money. Why is it that why is it that when they get HBCUs money, it's a big thing? They supposed to give it. They are schools in the United States.
Right.
Now, what I've learned about the HBCU, because I don't talk about nothing unless I do my homework. I took the time out one day to meet with a lobbyist. Had a one-on-one talk with him downtown. I'll promise D. Leon, I'm gonna give you one. It's a restaurant called Eats. They got some good food. Go check them out.
Okay.
Her husband, he's a lobbyist. Her husband, his wife is a professor at Morehouse.
Okay.
She's the one who thought granddaddy was Fred Shuttlesworth.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I corrected her, and she was like, "Wow."
Yeah.
He introduced me to her husband. He told me something about HBCUs. He said the reason HBCUs is hard for them to get government money is because when Alabama go to the state or go to the federal government to get money, they have a representation representing Alabama State. When Georgia go to the state or to the federal government to get money for Georgia, UGA, they have a representation from Georgia. But what the HBCUs tend to do, when they have, they need representation, they need things done from the federal government or the state, they send one representative who is representing Alabama State, Alabama A&M, Morehouse, Clark Atlanta University, Morris Brown. One person. How can one person adequately go up there and say this is what this school needs? So then what happens is we as black people got to hold black people accountable and saying, no, you need to take less money, Mr. President or Ms. Dean, and turn around and make this position so when this person go talk to the federal government, they can represent just us.
Correct.
He said that. He said every time I go up there, they always fumbling around. So we need to tell the people that it's not that they don't want to give us the money, it's that our representation are in the par.
Right. Yeah, you can't be effective like that for a particular school if you're going up there to represent 8 to 9 of them.
That's right.
Who is your interest for?
That's right. So Democrat or Republicans, man, we have to do our homework and stay on their behind. Stay on their behind. But it's a shame what's going on in America today, MJ. It's a shame.
That's ridiculous.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah, and to hit home, we gotta well, shout out to the teacher. One day I don't know when we're gonna go public with a name and all of that. But shout out to her, man, for one, even taking the time out to even take it upon herself to even create a curriculum. And she has been a supporter of the foundation since day one.
That's right.
Supportive of us, period, since day one. And I know this teacher, she holds a special place in her heart for FD. And I know it's a tough time for her to even have to go through this. Even speaking to her, she get a little emotional. But at the same time, it doesn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it don't.
It doesn't surprise me. But this too shall pass. We'll get it together. And they are trying. They're trying their best. And I don't understand it, bro. I really don't. I really don't understand it. They can have these children books with all this LGBTQ.
What the LGBTQ said? Well, y'all let the go against these Republicans who doing that for black people. If y'all say y'all benefit off the struggle of the civil rights movement, y'all learn from the civil rights movement on how y'all got y'all rights. Why y'all not standing up for black people when black people need you to secure our history in America? Mm-hmm. Where are you? Where are you? Where is the LGBTQ community? I don't see them, MJ.
Right.
I don't see them standing for us. That's what I say. Black people, and I know it's some black people that's in the LGBTQ community. I'm just talking about the group, period.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
Right.
We need for y'all to stand up just as y'all stood up, as black people stood up for y'all. Mm-hmm. We gave y'all the blueprint. Where are you guys? Stand up. Mm-hmm. Where the lobbyists grew to be at the courthouse steps of Alabama to change this in Florida? Where are you?
Because it started in Florida, right? With
yeah, you know that nut out there, man. No, in some stuff in the beginning, I was agreeing with him. I'm like, man,
yeah, with the Disney World thing, and
I kind of agree with him on that.
Yeah.
And you know, because what they're afraid of is this theory, what is it? Critical race theory. They're afraid it's going to be weaponized. Well, if you weren't so silent about our history for so long, curriculum wouldn't have to be created for you to be scared for it to be weaponized.
That's true.
But the things that are facts, it's facts. It's facts that during that time when the teachers were marching, that they used the N-word,
correct,
to try to be combative with them and be mad at them for marching. That's just the truth.
Facts.
That's wrong. I see any child, black, white, red, or orange, say that's just in America Day, they would say that's wrong.
Right.
Feel a certain type of way. They would say that's wrong.
That's right.
It's the parents, MJ. It's the parents and grandparents who feel that way. It's not the children. We are in a time where the children are open-minded, are more open-minded than ever.
Right. Right.
That's the problem. They might
that's what it is, bro.
That might be the problem.
Because if the children, the grandchildren, the great grandchildren had the same mindset as them, and they had the same thought process, and it was like the same mindset and everything like them, this would not be going on. Well, but see, what happened is they see their kids like wait a minute, because remember, like the girl that stood up to her.
The parents said, "No, Dad, Mom, that was wrong."
No, that's wrong. They're not. No. Yeah. So then they see, wait a minute, these kids, they didn't caught on to it. So now what we have to do is now, okay, we're gonna have to let this generation right here, we're just gonna have to get them together. We're gonna have to answer all the questions. But the generations coming after them, we got to stop it.
Because guess what? Even if you go to the word of God, MJ, I know I always go back to the word. Why did the Israelites, remember, Joseph could interpret dreams. He interpreted a dream for Pharaoh. Pharaoh put him over all of Egypt up under him. Remember, he brought his family to Egypt. It was to get Israel. Okay. And so guess what? Remember this. Remember the word that the Israelites they made it, and they populated fast. That's why we're in slavery. So the Egyptians said, "Hold on, they might overthrow us."
Right.
So they enslaved them.
Right.
Now, okay, right. They enslaved them now. So you look at now, nothing is new up under the sun. So now let's go into this day. This day, if we allow this generation, the technology generation, the generation of the brain that is so strong, if we allow them to see how bad Black people had it, and they talk about reparation, they talk about this generation will be the ones to give it to them when they become in the Senate, in the House, president, and all that.
Correct.
So now our job is to do this. Hold on. Yeah. So now if they pass reparation for them, what happens? It's an even playing field.
Correct.
Because everybody know you can talk all the junk about knowledge, but yeah, you can have knowledge, but don't none fill the gap more than wealth.
And that resources, boy. Who you telling?
Resources, man. So guess what? It's a 300-year gap between white and Black financially. Economics, and this is about economics. At the end of the day, everything is about the dollar, the bottom line, MJ. Yep. And so this generation, if they pass reparation, it does what? It fills that gap, that financial economic gap. Now it's an even playing field. So now they might overthrow us. We can't allow
revenge. Yeah, can't allow that to happen by any means necessary.
So what we gotta do, what we gotta do. We gotta make it seem like Black people had it easy, so that generation won't think it's something that needs to be done for them.
Correct. 100%.
But go on somewhere.
Listen, everything is done by design, and I know. I wish my people would just dive a little bit more into American history. From, like you said in the beginning, from slavery to Reconstruction, Tulsa, Oklahoma, to everything that has been done, to Jim Crow, to mass incarceration, the crack epidemic, all of that, to the gangster rap, all of that. Even now and today, the images that they perpetuate and put in the front when it comes to our culture, you have to look at it. Okay, Anastasia said that's what I'm saying. They want the history to to keep repeating. So now they want to rewrite history and remove certain parts. Exactly. This is how they keep the history repeating and cleaning up their image. They really want this generation to think like them. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's what I was saying earlier in the stage. They want to clean their image up.
Mm-hmm.
So you're 100% right, Alan. We say, no, wait a minute, y'all. Let's not take down all these statues.
In the beginning, I said, man, leave them things up.
Yeah, let polish them up, leave them up there.
Matter of fact, put some more concrete, new concrete around.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
It's just like when I do the tour. Most of the white people who come, they do not like that the Edmonds Pettus Bridge still say Edmonds Pettus.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, well, leave it like it is, because when you think about the Edmonds Pettus Bridge, you don't think about Edmonds Pettus, you think about Bloody Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do your history, because it still say Edmonds Pettus, when you Google it, it's going to tell you who Edmonds Pettus was.
Right.
We need people to always know who he was.
Right.
You get what I'm saying, James?
Right.
If you change it, you'll never know who Edmonds Pettus is.
You never know.
Now that's a part of history that's going to be forgotten.
Right.
So everything that was with Edmonds Pettus and that role with Edmonds Pettus and everything he did, basically you didn't help history. You didn't got rid of it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh no, leave it there.
Leave it there.
Leave it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it right there. Leave
100%.
it there.
100%.
Sure. Leave the statues up. Leave them up. Sure.
You still got your website, right, bro?
Yeah, AlanReese.com.
AlanReese.com. Y'all visit the website, AlanReese.com. Go to MJReeseMusic.com. Got a couple where mine is more centered around my music. My brothers, of course, is centered around his passion, his talking and his speaking and all of that. So visit those. We're going to do a little something to keep promoting that. Once again, the same person that told me last time, I don't do this no more, but I have to do it. If you don't know who FD Reese is, let me show you a few pictures. Mr. FD Reese right here. Let me take the banner down. Mr. FD Reese right here with Dr. Martin Luther King in Selma. This is another one. You see him right here standing next to Miss Coretta Scott King. That's the Selma to Montgomery March that started March 21st, 1965. This is another angle, another picture. You see Jose Williams. I'm standing on the left side of his daughter. Is she still right there? Yeah, I think she's on his back.
She's hanging down a little long, a little floor.
Yeah. This is FD Reese, Fred Shuttleworth, Reverend Abernathy, and Dr. King right here. This is also that same day, different picture. This is FD Reese. In the middle pew, if you go to church, you know what time it is. We also have the audio. I know it wasn't this day, but when Dr. King said, I want to reiterate what Reverend Reese just said about, I think a doctor or something had got hit or beaten or something like that. And Granddaddy spoke before Dr. King. A lot of people said Dr. Reese won that Bloody Sunday. Well, this goes against that theory. Here he is right here with the coat and the hat, standing next to John Lewis and Reverend Jose Williams. This is the picture that most people know and see. This is Reverend Dr. Reese, Dr. Martin Luther King, and Ralph Abernathy. Before they got locked up, here's him with the high priest. Everybody, who funeral was this? Was this James Reed or was this James Reed funeral? Mm-hmm. And right here is the first Jubilee. This is 10 years after 1965. So this will be 1975. This is the first Jubilee. As you can see, that's you see the Afro game in that, and you see Mr. John Lewis and Miss Coretta Scott King and FD right there. They're greeting each other. And of course, this is another picture with Granddaddy in the front line of that march. So that is FD Reese. That we are the grandsons of Reverend Dr. FD Reese, just to show we're trying to put his name in the rightful place. And we're working on that. We appreciate everybody that's been supporting us. Down at the ticket, if you want to donate to the foundation, www.fdreesefoundation.org. And you can go there. What else? Am I missing anything? I think that's it.
Next week we're gonna have my daughter on, Faith Reese.
Correct.
You will be very surprised. I don't think you'll be surprised because I'm her daddy. She's very keen on her history, Black history, mass incarceration, emancipation proclamation. And we're gonna ask her a question. We're gonna let her talk. How does it feel She's in the 7th grade. How does it feel as a person that's in school that is Black, that America has decided to whitewash her history?
Yeah.
We want to hear from the kids on this. I want to hear from the kids. So we're going to have her on next week. Y'all make sure y'all tune in because it's going to be a good one. I guarantee she is going to amaze you on things that she knows. We're going to let her talk about some other things that she knows too. And she's going to show some of her talent too. So y'all make sure y'all tune in next week to spend a little time with Faith Reese. Yeah, I'm excited about this.
Yeah, she gonna be our Mr. Voting Rights segment, superstar child prodigy. We're gonna bring her in, and like we said last time, if you know any children that want to be highlighted, need to be highlighted, even if they don't want to come on, and because I know some kids can be shy, they can be camera shy, they don't want to come on and be in front of the camera. You can send us some pictures as long as it's consented by their parents or whatever, that we can post a picture of them or whatever school they go to or their project or whatever they're doing. Because a lot of the times I remember when I was a small, that sometimes that little thing being acknowledged, for you to be motivated and show that we see you, we see that you're trying your hardest and doing what you need to do.
Church did that for us, man.
Yeah, church did it for us.
Church was the foundation of allowing us to grow in musicianship, singing, preaching. It doesn't matter. As a young person, the church was that foundation, man, and we want to make sure we bring that on this show.
Correct.
To be that foundation for these kids, man, to encourage them.
Correct. Yeah. So other than that, man, we appreciate y'all joining us once again. Rest in peace, Aunt Leslie. We're definitely gonna miss you, and y'all come back next Thursday. And once again, I need some type of music or something with this with Granddad. We're gonna find some tapes where he talking. We're gonna start outro in FD. It won't be no better way. But he used to always say, after every night there comes a day. I haven't seen it fail yet, and I want y'all to remember that. Don't throw in the towel.
That's right.
They gonna break now.
And if you
throw in the towel, when they break,
you ain't gonna be there.
You ain't gonna even be there. We appreciate it. Hey,
that means, man, I don't care how hard it gets, keep pushing.
Mm-hmm. Keep pushing, man.
I don't care how it looks, MJ.
Yeah.
Keep pushing. I don't care how dark it is. Keep living.
Yeah.
Guarantee, man, they gonna break in your life. And one thing about the night, and I always say this, the night builds strength. It builds character.
Facts.
The night allows you to shed unnecessary weight, unnecessary feelings, unnecessary emotions. And when day breaks, you guarantee would be a better person that you were before the night came. So the night has his blessings and his reason to be in your life, man. Is to make you better. And so I can appreciate Granddaddy for saying that, man.
Yeah.
Because you know what, MJ, life does get hard. You know, that's just the truth. We're not gonna sit up here and say everything is always put together. Life gets hard. Life does not go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Life goes 1, 5, 3, 10.
That must go to 15, then come back to 2 sometimes.
And we know that sometimes it gets weary, MJ. You lose loved ones, people lose parents and grandparents and children, and sometimes you do want to give up, but God, he restores, man, and he allows for you to if you just keep pushing, to say, man, I thank God that I finished the course and I stayed in it. And I'm blessed, man. That's a word. And live by that. Remember, Job. There's 3 things that I always say about Job. Job had faith. He was faithful to his faith. And because of his faithfulness, God gave him more than he had before he went through the storm.
That's fact, bro.
Leaving with that with LJ.
Remember
that.
Y'all let that sizzle in the spirit, man. We'll see y'all next Thursday. And y'all have a good weekend. Take care of your loved ones. And we'll see y'all next week. Tune in. We're going to have Mr. Voting Rights child, Faith Reese, making a debut. So we appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next Thursday. Y'all take care.